Right, as promised, video number 3, Bletchley Park. Now, in the origins and the history, numbers 1 and number 2, you found out all the origins and the history up until the Bletchley Park visit. Now, I'd been speaking to my dad down in London for a number of occasions, although he wasn't in my life for most of my life, but he did pay for my school, etc., and I heard about him occasionally. But when he became chairman of the Committee for Distribution, that's when I managed to get, well, he got a message to me, and vice versa. So he knew that my director worked for Argus, and he rang Argus and said, let's meet up. So I said, oh, well, I go down to the Italian cafe near where you used to live, or whether, I'm not sure whether he still lived there or not at the time. He certainly used to come walking and not driving. So anyway, so on the day, I got my Abbott self-propelled gun ready, took a few public for a ride. He turns up, quite a bit of, you'd think for a sir, you'd have quite a few sort of Bletchley Park officials around him, but he didn't. He just literally drove in. Nobody knew who he was. Drove down to the car park, parked up the car, didn't come in to me because he didn't know I was in the MT section, but he went straight up to the mansion. And one of the kids came down and said, oh, your dad's here. And we were going to have a meeting that day, which was to set up a secret organisation to make it look, it's like another project, to make it look like there was something happening at Bletchley Park. And I'd put in the fact that I'd numbered all my projects, so project number 1, project number 2, project number 3, etc. And that we could use Project X as the thing for the whole secret organisation. It was to make the public think there was still something happening at Bletchley Park and draw more people in, and then we were going to do little like spying type events and things for the kids, and you know. Meanwhile, it encompassed all the projects we were doing at Bletchley Park, which are all numbered and on the internet somewhere. The trouble is, if you put Project X in, you get a band come up and a film, and we're a couple of pages further on. But if you put Project X, I can't imagine what you'd put. Anyway, who wants to find it will probably be able to. Project X disposals is one place where we sell any unwanted stuff, unwanted equipment, and then you can just take off the disposals bit when you get to the address, and that'll get you to the index page where everything's covered. So anyway, we all got together and started talking, and my dad came up with his organisation. Now, I don't know how close any of us got to realising it was real. We thought he had a vivid imagination and was basically making up something for us. But he said, yeah, do Project X, but the X project, there's all your project numbers, but the X project is before number 1. That's the main thing. And that projects 1 to, I think it was about 70 odd at the time, was just for us to be involved, but to cover up the X project. So that if anyone came sniffing, we could just say, oh yeah, we made it up to draw more people in. And hopefully that's it, and they'll go away. In those days, people didn't believe what they saw on the internet. You know, you shouldn't be believing me sitting here on YouTube. Nice story, yeah, you know, but you never know, do you? You've got to do your own looking into it, and then realise what we're trying to do here. So, we all got together, we decided that the X project was going to be something covered up by all the other projects, and I said, look, I've got this ring, which I haven't got with me, which had that on it, but smaller, sitting like that, and but the edges used to dig into my fingers, these sharp bits. When it was small, used to dig into either finger, so I didn't wear it. But I had it made. I was in Corfu, and one of my friends had come back to Corfu and opened a jewellery shop. And I said to him, look, here's 200 quid, £200 worth of 22 carat gold, and then I thought, I'll give you a design later. But while I was sitting waiting for I was waiting for his brother, I looked in a computer magazine. I was going like this, and there was a competition, art competition, and I found that as an artwork. And I thought, oh, yeah, can you make that? Never thinking he could make it. And he immediately said, yeah. And actually watched him layer in gold for the ears and for the eyes and everything. In fact, on the ring you can still see some of the lines. He didn't quite, and then he'd melt it carefully all into one. It was really incredible. Then he'd start filing and polishing. But he managed to make this ring, which we've still got, and it's now our ring holders. But yeah, I gave it to my dad, saying, look, you're the top person. You're number one here. PX000001. So here's the ring, and he gave it back to me when I moved over here. He was retired, and gave me all. There wasn't any paperwork as such. He just rattled on and on about who I should talk to, because we've got two people in the government who make sure that 100 MPs know what's going on. This goes down after an election, obviously, but now, when there hasn't been an election or anything, it's about last time, which was War and Peace Show 2019, it had got to about 115. So there's 115 MPs in the British Parliament who know about the X project and Project X. Don't know about Project X because that's rubbish. You know, it's, if you look at the projects, you'll see, you know, it's all our own things really. But the X project, two MPs, long-standing MPs, keep the others informed, and they're told not to tell. The two MPs know all of the MPs, but each MP doesn't have to know who the others are, unless there's a problem. So therefore, they get given a number, don't get given a badge, there's no point, we just lose too many. Given a number, told what to do and what's going to happen if we either get invaded or we get taken over from the inside, and then they can make their own informed decisions, i.e. go back to their constituency and lead from the front, or bow out altogether. It's up to them. So these two MPs, I'm the only one who's supposed to know about those, but because anything could happen to me at any time, we've got 4 other people. One person is completely trained up to do what I'm doing now. So if anything happens to me, because I'm 60 now, they take over. They're 40 something. They take over. Then there's another 2 in the pipeline to act as spokesperson should anything happen to the top person. They automatically get, so it's quite a new thing this, they automatically get number 1 spot, and they're usually all shooters, because we all need to be either a sniper or something, so target shooting is great. Clay pigeon shooting, for you know, most of them do clay pigeon shooting, got a shotgun or something. Not sure about the MPs, mind, but you know, they know about the manual, and they know about the the fact that the key holders for all the armories, explosive stores, food, ration company even, they all know, tents, they all know to get their stuff and to go to the 3 rallying points. If they get compromised, it's to Snowdonia. I can tell you Snowdonia because by that time they'll know where we're going, and I can't tell you the other 3 rallying points, they're quite obvious. But Snowdonia's, by that time, any enemy will know we're going there anyway, and that is completely fortified and easy to defend, should I say. And it'll be then, on top of the MPs, there's 450 odd of us, which go from doing a lot to doing nothing. So we've got people coordinating the fixing up of various deterrents, should I say, around the world in lots of different cities and towns. You know, like you say, America and Russia have got missiles, and Korea's building missiles, there's a few other people with missiles, and they fire them at each other. Now that is a lot of money going up into the air only to be shot down. Now why not get the warheads and plant them in the cities, in secret locations? And the original ones were dial-upable on the telephone. You'd dial the number, you'd go in, you'd put in get a code from Central, put the code in, and then there might be a delay. Some of the delays are due to wind speed, wind direction. There might be a delay, but then it goes off, you know. So anyway, I'm giving away too much. See, like I say, I didn't want to do this. So, but, you know, they've said, put something together. If somebody sees, then they'll know they can't do what they're planning. That's the whole thing. So Bletchley Park, that was great. He only ever came once. I saw him a few other times. He retired out of government and I think went back to his house in Surrey to peg it eventually. I think 2002. I was over here. 2008, something like that. But by that time we had full control, and you know, like I say, 450 people working in various degrees and stages. Some doing a lot, some doing nothing. Most of us are dormant. We'll only come to life if there's a problem, basically. So as in the S.O.E. in World War II for the Germans coming. Then it was the Russians. It was the Chinese. Now we've got a different problem. So the change, I don't know whether that's number 4. This is the merging, anyway, of the X project and Project X. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Bletchley Park came a bit of a different place for me. It went from me going whenever I wanted and driving my vehicles and doing whatever, to having to go and sort stuff out. But when I moved to Wales, I had enough room to set up like an office and coordinate stuff from there, basically. And we had a raid, an MOD raid once. What happens is, everyone up here knows about you, but these levels down here of police and MOD police and that don't. So you can get arrested just the same as everybody else. I didn't get arrested, but they came here and looked around the place and took all the computers, but didn't really bother looking, you know. And anyway, most of it's online. So all they had to do was look up the X project online. One policeman, when he came to take some property, basically said, what's Project X then? And I told him. I said it was something set up for, which is our standard thing we have to say, something set up for to make it look as if there's something still going on at Bletchley Park, and to number all the projects. So he didn't ask about the X project, so he just said, what's Project X? So I told him the truth. So anyway, I think they've been told now, because they dropped everything. So, like a hot cake. That's what happens, is a delay. You know, if one of us gets arrested for something, they're usually in a police station before they get released from stuff from the top. You know, bit of a odd situation, but everything's delayed and everything's dormant and nobody really knows what to do. So that's it. So that got handed over, and the next thing is the first major job I got, because my dad couldn't do it anymore because he was posted somewhere. I think he was he had a job which was the business envoy for Sweden. So he was over there busy with that. So he said, could I, this could upscale the X project a lot. Could I go and do this? So I did. But that's the next video anyway. It's only a short video because I can't tell you a lot at this stage. So yeah, I'll do that one straight after this one next, because I think I've got a few other things to do. A few other subjects to cover before this is completely finished. Okay, thanks a lot.